Okay, Erev Shabbos Chizuk. Here we go. So we're Erev Shabbos Parshas Balak. And I'll tell you what happened this week. One of my daughters wanted to go to a party with her friends. It was like a sleepover party, school is over. And I said, I think it's inappropriate. It's not matim. It's Corona. And it's not a good time. Now, this could happen in so many different cases throughout our lives and throughout the year that the kids will ask for something and the parents will give them a no. So what happens? Do the kids right away say, oh, my parents said no? So sometimes, if we're lucky, they say that. But most of the time, and a lot of times, and I think maybe even other girls called up and said, no, are you coming? There's pressure, peer pressure from the kids. She's like, oh, I still have to ask my parents and check it out, meaning there's still an option, even though a no was said, that maybe there'll be a change of mind, and then she comes and she pressures and a little bit more. At the end, I stuck to my guns and I kept it at a no this time. But sometimes, as a parent, I'll be honest, a lot of times I'll give in. The kids are pressuring, they're pressuring, and say, hey, listen, you know what I think, you know what I feel, but you could do what you want to do. If you want to go, you could go. And then a lot of times the kids will go, and then we'll get upset that they went. A lot of times it can also happen between husband and wife. The husband wants to go out to the chevra, the men's club. They're going out. They're this. And he tells his wife, oh, the guys are getting together. And she's like, oh, okay, you could go. But really what she's saying, she's like, no, I really want you to stay home. I don't want you to go. And I want you to spend the time with me. But she's going to say you could go. And then the husband will go and he'll come back and she'll be upset at him. How come you went? And he's like, what do you mean? You told me to go. So if we look at this week's parsha, it seems like something very, very similar. The Balak sends his messengers to Bilam HaRasha, and Bilam says, okay, Vayomer Bilam el Elohim, el Elokim, Balak ben Tzipor melech Moab shalach elai. He sent all these messengers. What does Hashem tell Bilam the first time? Vayomer Elokim el Bilam, lo telech imayim, lo toresam kibarchu. Do not go with them, do not curse the Jewish people. So he gives them a very, very clear no. Bilam tells the people, I can't go with you guys. That's what he says. And the messengers go back and Balak understands. He's like, I can't go with you guys. I need to send even more important messengers to get Bilam to curse the Jewish people. So he sends higher messengers. Now, what does Bilam say? Bilam should have said, Hashem said, no, I can't go. But he doesn't say. He said, oh, you know what? Why don't you stay over here? And we're going to see. Maybe Hashem will say something different to me. I still need to speak to my parents. And then what does Hashem say? If the people are telling you to go, you should go. And what does the next pasuk say? He goes, and Hashem gets upset at him that he's going. And the Mefarshim asks, why is he getting upset at him that he's going? You told him he could go. So what does it mean that Hashem gets upset at him? What should Bilam done? This is exactly the situation that we were describing. The Ramban over here speaks about this, and he says the first time Hashem told him you can't go means you can't go and you can't curse them. The second time he's telling him you could go, but you have to only whatever I put in your mouth you could go. Meaning, and then he gets upset that he got all excited. He got all excited in the morning to go. If you look at the Netziv, he gives it. He's medayik in the words. The first time Hashem tells him, "Lo telech," the Malbim. The Malbim brings this out. Lo telech imahem. Don't go with them and don't become a part of them, of that coalition that wants to destroy the Jewish people. And the next time he tells them, Lech itam. You could go with them physically, but not imahem, but not together with them mentally. But I think there's a pashut pshat, which is the story of my kids and the story of many husbands around the world and their wives, which is that a lot of times we're given a no, but we choose to hear what we want to hear. And if we don't like the no, we say, maybe it wasn't a real no. Maybe it was something else. Maybe I could revisit the question. And there's a concept in Judaism, a concept in the Gemara, בדרך שאדם רוצה ללכת בה, בה מוליכים אותו. In a way that a person wants to go, that is the way in which Hashem will guide you. So a person wants to do something and Hashem says no, and his parents say no, and his wife says no, her husband says no, whatever might be the case. And they say, I don't think it's a good idea, but we are persistent. We want to do it anyways. We want to go hang out. We want to go do whatever it is that we want to do. And then eventually we get the okay. But that okay, that yes is not really a yes. It's really a no. And the fact that we went and we didn't pick up the signs that it's really a no, that's what our spouses gets upset about. That's what the parents get upset about. Because at a certain point, we're going to have our bechira chafshis. We're going to have our free will. Our wives are not going to keep us hostage, and the parents can't really hold on to their children. And at a certain point, we have to let them go. And we let them go. We try to give them the guidelines and the rules and the boundaries. But at a certain point, they're becoming independent. And a parent will become upset that his child didn't understand the lesson that he was trying to tell him. That his child did not understand the lesson of, I told you I don't think it's an appropriate gathering. It's not an appropriate party. It's not a place for you to be. These are not good friends. Or I really want to spend time with you at home right now, and you're totally missing it. And you're overlooking it because you're focused on something else. You're focused on your phone. You're focused on your friends. And doing a lot of times in general in life, we're so busy with the anticipation for something else, with what could be, that we don't enjoy what is. The children are here at home and it's great, but they are anticipating the greatness of what could be with my friends. And a husband could be there with his wife and he's on his phone because, there might be something interesting over there, even though he's right here and there's something interesting right here. And it's so important to be present, and it's so important to listen to the signs of the people that love us. And the truth is, in our generation, we find that sometimes children that have a hard time, children that maybe find themselves using substance abuse and inappropriate things, it's a lot of times because they weren't given the right boundaries, is because they weren't told a firm no. And it was a little bit too much of, yes, you could do whatever you want, because we live in a very soft type of generation. And sometimes that's what leads to children having a hard time in their adolescence. And a lot of times, there's a moshav over here that takes care of, it's like a bait lepletot and bait lenoar. And a lot of the kids there come from broken families and from families that the parents were too busy fighting, or the one left, and there was one that was just juggling a job and it was too hard. And the child didn't get enough, on the one hand, love, but on the other hand, rules and boundaries and guidelines, and somebody that cares about him to tell him a firm no, that it becomes clear in his younger years, so that when he reaches his adolescence years, and that's really when the struggle comes, when they reach the adolescence years, when becoming older and they want to do something and we tell them no, so they keep on asking. And then at a certain point, we're not going to be able to hold on to them forever, but we'll be disappointed if they're not getting our signals, if they're not getting the values that we're trying to give over. And I think that's what happened here with Bilam. Bilam, Kadosh Baruch Hu says, you're the Navi of the Umos Olam. And you asked me a certain thing, and I said no. The answer is no. Now you want money and you want respect and you want to go there, but Derech Shadam wrote bo. This is the way you want to go. So Kadosh Baruch Hu gives free will to people, and that's Bilam says, okay, he goes, but Hashem is upset, and Hashem sends the angel after him, and he stops him 3 times, and Bilam still doesn't get the message, and he ends up giving a bracha to Am Yisrael. But I think we're supposed to get the message. We're supposed to get the message that sometimes when the people around us who love us tell us no, we should stop and maybe listen. Maybe they have something to tell us. Maybe we have something to grow from it. Maybe we have something to understand from it. We could ask questions. We could enter a conversation. But maybe when our parents say no, they mean no. And maybe when our spouses say no, they mean no. And maybe we'll ask again and again, and eventually we'll get the yes. But is it really the yes? I don't know. And that's really something for us to think about from this week's Parsha. And it's something for all of us to internalize, something for me to internalize all the time, to try to really get the right signals and to listen to the people who around us love us and are really trying to give us the boundaries and the guidelines so that they could spend time with us, so that they could protect us, so that we should be able to make the right decisions by ourselves when we get the opportunity. It's a big schus. I want to wish everybody a great Shabbos, a Shabbat Shalom, and should be a lot of bracha.